feet. And you can close down your eyes. Let's just spend a few minutes and come into breath. So as you begin to come into breath, you guys know I always like the 3-part breath. So let's bring it in through our nose, fill our chest, expand our rib cage, take the belly away from the spine and pause. Then bring it back in, belly, ribs, chest, and out your nose. Do that a couple more times, nice and slow. We're going to bow forward and begin with cobra in a basket. We're rotating forward and back in a circle. Exhale as you go forward. Inhale as you round back. Good morning, Julia. And then let's reverse our directions. Just begin to wake up the body. Good morning, Jeanette. And then find your way back up to your seated position. Clasping our hands together, we're going to take them out in front. Inhale, arms up overhead, look up at the ceiling. Exhale, rounding the back, pushing the palms forward. Inhale up. And exhale through. One more. And exhale. And this time on your inhale, we're rotating right, floating the arms down, gaze over the back shoulder. Flip the right palm and sweep the arm up and across. Nice full side body stretch. Inhale here and exhale, release. Hands on either side, same thing. Inhale, scoop up the air. Exhale, left and down. Gaze over the back. Flip the palms, sweep up and across. And release. Hands on either side. One big scoop up. Exhale, forward fold. Let's bring those tips of the fingers to the mat. Keep your sits bones rooted. Bow your head down. Start to walk your fingertips forward and really feel that lengthening in your lower back. Feel yourself active through your armpits all the way to your fingertips. And let's walk those fingertips over to the right and feel that stretch all along our left side body. Take a big breath here. Back to center. And over to the opposite side. Another big, long breath. Coming back to center and roll yourself back up. Shoulders back and down. Right ear to right shoulder. Left fingertips to the mat. Right hand can come up. Just gently begin waking up the neck. Bringing the chin in towards the shoulder. Just changing to the outer neck in your stretch. As we release and come back up to center, left ear, left shoulder, hand can come, right hand on the mat. Breathe here, still sitting up nice and tall. And rotating your chin in towards the chest. And then we're coming back up to center. Let's stretch out our legs. So if you'd like to still stay, I'm a person that likes to keep my hips elevated a little bit. So if you'd like to stay elevated on your blanket, you can. But let's take our legs long in front. Hands on either side next to our hips and really pushing into the heels of the hands. Rotating those shoulders back and down. And then flexing the feet and keeping the legs active, crown of the head is lifted. So let's just find stillness for a moment in staff pose, Dandasana. A lot going on. Take a breath here. Let's inhale our arms up overhead and exhale slowly forward fold. If you're like me, everything's real tight this morning. not stretched out much yet. So if your hands just fall on your thighs, your knees, shins, wherever they are, or maybe you wake up with a flexible body and can make it all the way down to your toes. I'm jealous of you if you can, but wherever you are, just breathe. And after you take a long, slow breath, maybe you can see if your fingertips want to come just a little bit closer to your toes. And slowly roll yourself up. We're taking our right knee in towards our chest, and we're going to hold that foot and cradle the leg, and then begin to rock that hip open a little. Let's keep our left leg active and try not to slouch into your back. See if you can engage your core and still stay nice and upright. And then we'll stop that movement, set the foot down on the outside of the left thigh, wrapping the left arm around, right arm at shoulder height as we rotate that behind us and take our gaze over the back. Just warming up the body with a twist. Take a nice slow breath here. And then let's come out of our twist, take that leg long. Inhale, arms overhead, flexing our feet. Exhaling forward, back into our forward fold. Enough that we can take a nice slow breath, continuing to open things up. Maybe creep forward a little bit more. Roll yourself back up, taking the left knee in towards the chest. Grabbing the sole of the feet, cradling the leg. Right foot flexed as we open up the left. Good morning, left hip. Sitting up nice and tall. And then find your stillness. Set that foot down. Wrap the right arm, left arm at shoulder height. Behind you to pivot. Gaze over the back shoulder there. Take a nice slow breath. Fill your rib cage down to your belly. Slowly begin then on your exhale. We can unwind. Both of our legs are long. One more forward fold. So set yourself up with a nice inhale. And begin on your exhale. Hinging forward at your hips. And just notice how you probably are a bit further than you were at the very first time that we did it. I know I was more mid-calf, and now I'm getting closer to my ankles. So just take a nice slow breath here. Continuing to let your body relax into this forward fold. And then slowly roll yourself back up, shoulders back and down. Let's come into all fours. So find your tabletop. Pad the knees as you like. Hands are underneath our shoulders as we begin some rounds of cat-cow. So inhaling up, looking at the ceiling, dropping our belly. Exhale, curving the spine, chin towards chest. So find your breath and movement. Maybe take some nice open mouth exhales with this. And one more. And we'll come back to stillness. Taking our right leg behind us on the ball of the foot, beginning to stretch out through the calf. Just enjoying that stretch of your calf muscle. And then we're going to prepare to go into side plank. So you're just going to take that foot and set it on the right edge. Weight goes into the left hand. Arm can come to the hip, and then fingertips to the ceiling. And you can stay here. If you like to challenge yourself, engage your core and lift up the right leg with the flexed foot, hit hip level. And let's hold that. Beautiful, breathe, and then release that down, coming back down to all fours. Opposite one, so last leg behind us. We're pushing in through the heel, grounded in the ball of the foot, just giving our calf a really nice stretch, stretching out the sole of our foot. Take a nice breath here. And then you're coming onto the edge of your foot, extending the left fingertips up to the ceiling. And if you like, engage your core, flex the foot, and lift the left leg. Hip and hips height, breathing here. And set that one down, coming back down to all fours. Beautiful. Planting our right hand, sweeping our left fingertips up to the ceiling, rotating the wrist in one direction and then the other, going into thread the needle. So inhale here and then exhale, thread it on through. That left shoulder comes down to the mat. Left ear comes to the mat. Right hand can stay in a kickstand here, or you can take a bind, yogi's choice. Take a couple slow breaths here as we just soften and open our left shoulder. Maybe open your mouth and release any tension you're carrying in your jaw. And then if you're in a bind, bring your right palm back to the mat. And we're going to push into our right palm as we lift our left arm up to the ceiling. And back down we go. Left hand plants, right arm sweeps up. Rotate wrist in one direction and then the other. Inhale, lengthen here. And exhale, let's thread it on through. So down comes our right ear and our right shoulder. Left hand can stay kickstand, or you can take your bind. Couple nice slow breaths. Open your mouth wide and let go any tension in your jaw. And then bring your hand back, left hand to the mat. As we push into it, raise the right fingertips back up and back down to the mat we go. Taking our right leg long behind us, our toes are pointing down. If your hip is open, see if you can square your hips so that your back is flat, and take your left arm out, thumb pointing up. Inhale, lengthen here with your strength as you exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale in. Do 3 more. And last one. And bring that right leg all the way forward as we sweep up. And exhale, open to cactus, slight back bend. Inhale, up to lengthen. Exhale, open to our T, gaze at your back fingertips as you float that hand down and back up. Now we're going to float both hands on the inside of our right foot, heel toe over to the edge. We're setting up runner's lunge. Our fingers and toes line up. You guys know if this is a good stretch, just bow your head right here. If you want to go deeper, you can curl the left toes and take that leg back to more of a low lunge. And if you like to come down onto your elbows, that's in your practice, go for it. Bow your head and just breathe into that big stretch of the right hip. And then come back to your hands if you're on your elbows. And let's just rock the hips back so that we can take the right leg back to our mat. We're coming back down, centering yourself again in all fours. As you take your left leg behind you, toes pointing down. Right arm extends. Inhale, lengthen here. Exhale in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale in. 3 more. And our last one. Bring that leg forward. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, cactus, back bend. Inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, open left. Look at the back fingers. Float the left arm down and back up. And float both hands on the inside of the left foot as we heel toe that over to the edge. Set up your runner's lunge on this side. You might find you need a different stance than the other side, and just honor that. Wherever you are, breathing into the left hip. Back on your palms if you've come down on your elbows. Let's Start to rock the hip back and take that leg back down to our mat. Knees wide, big toes to touch, sitting the hips back and extending yourself down into child's pose. Let your forehead make contact with the mat. Spread your palms wide and set down your finger pads so that your armpits are active. Take a nice, long, slow breath here. And another breath. And then we're going to curl our toes under as we begin to lift our hips. Find your way into your downward facing dog. Bending one knee, stretching the other. Get some movement going. And then find some stillness as you're up on your toes and start to reach those heels to the mat. Reach your belly towards your thighs. Let your head be heavy. We'll rotate forward into plank. And exhale back into down dog. Again, forward. Exhale back. Last one, inhale forward. Exhale back. Walk the feet forward to the top of your mat, meeting in a standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, hands on the shins. Exhale, fold down. 2 more, inhale. And exhale. Last one. Let's plant our hands and step our right foot back so we find ourselves in a low lunge. From here, we're going to come up into crescent. So find your stability as you bring your hands up to your thighs. And then extend those fingertips up towards the ceiling, shoulders back and down. Bring the fingertips together, hands come down to the heart. Bow and bend forward as you twist over to the left. Take a breath here. Hands back to center in the prayer position. Bring the hands down. And let's step our left leg back, coming into down dog. Now inhale up our right leg. Exhale, knee to nose. And we're going to bring that leg all the way forward. So now we're in the low lunge on the opposite side. Find your stability here as we begin to come up with our hands on our thighs into crescent. Shoulders are back and down. Extend the fingertips up. Feel strong in your crescent. As we bring the fingertips to touch, the hands to our heart. We bow forward and then rotate over and twist to the right. Breathing here this morning. Lovely. Back to center, hands come down. Let's take our right leg back, finding one more time our down dog. As we inhale our right leg up, exhale, knee to nose. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale up, exhale in. 1 more. And now bring that right leg all the way forward into pigeon, setting the leg down, uncurling the back toes so we can slide the left leg back. Hands are on either side as we're up in a proud pigeon. And then begin to fold forward. You can stack your arms on top of each other and rest your head on your stacked arms, or maybe your forehead comes down to the mat. Find a place to rest your forehead that's comfortable for you and breathe. If pigeon is not working for you, you can be on your back and do figure 4. It's always a good alternate. Let's take a couple nice slow breaths here. Softening your right hip. One more breath. And then begin to bring yourself back up. You're on your palms, curling your left toes under so that you can lift your hip up and extend the right leg, and then set the right leg down. Let's pedal out our dog. And indeed, this is the last one of our practice this morning. Inhale the left leg up and exhale, knee to nose. 2 more times. Bring the leg forward into pigeon. Uncurl the right toes and slide the leg back. Hands on either side up nice and tall first. And then exhale forward, fold down into pigeon. Or figure four on the opposite side. Breathing here. Just looking to soften the spine, soften the left hip. Relax any tension in your jaw. And breathe. One more nice slow breath. And slowly begin to come back up. Hands are on either side. Dropping over to the left hip and sweeping the right leg around. So now we have both legs out in front. And let's return to one of the poses that we began class with, which is staff pose. So shoulders are back and down. Our hands are on either side of our hips and our feet are flexed. Crown of the head is lifted, engaging the core. So close your eyes down and just find that stillness in staff pose. Take your breath down to your belly. Inhale your arms up overhead. And then slowly begin to hinge forward into that forward fold one more time. Wherever your hands want to fall, let them rest there. And as you breathe into this, maybe they creep just a little bit forward. And when you've reached your edge, just hold and breathe for a moment. And let's slowly roll ourselves up. And see if with control, you can just continue to roll yourself with flexed feet all the way back down into Shavasana. Let's bring our knees in towards our chest and rock from side to side. And then come to stillness and see if you can just start tracing some circles with your knees on the ceiling. I think that's such a nice lower back massage on your mat. And then rotate your direction. You can make those circles as big or small as feels good for your lower back. And then find the stillness again. One more squeeze. Let's take our knees in, our head up off the mat. And then go ahead and set the legs down, and we're going to lift up the hips and take them over to the left, extend out the right leg. Bent left leg comes across the body, and you can take hold of the outside of that knee with the right hand as you take your left arm out into a T. And turn your head so your gaze can be over your left fingertips, keeping the left shoulder rooted while you twist the body to the right. A couple nice slow breaths here. Let's slowly begin to unwind, and we're going to center our hips. And now lift them up and take them to the right, left leg long. Bent right leg across and left hand on the outside of the knee. Right hand is now in a T, and we're gazing over our right fingertips while keeping that right shoulder grounded. Take a nice slow breath here. And then begin to unwind, coming back to center. Knees come in towards the chest. Give yourself a squeeze. And then our last posture is happy baby. Let's bring those soles of the feet up to the ceiling. You can hold on to your thighs, your calves, or maybe it's in your practice to get up to the soles of the feet with a little bit deeper bend in your knees. Maybe you like stillness or rocking. Just explore this posture and any hand grip that feels like it's good for your lower back. And take a couple slow breaths here. And when you feel complete, you can bring your knees back into the chest again for another squeeze. Let's lift our head up off our mat and make ourselves in a tight ball. And then open up all the way into Shavasana. First, let's check in with our shoulders and lift them up off the mat and reach the shoulder blades towards each other, and then let that just open up your collarbones as you set them back on the mat. Hands are on either side with our palms facing up to receive all the good energy we've created around us. Let your ankles just float out to the sides. Open your mouth wide to release your jaw. And then relax that. Soften the muscles in your face and your cheeks and your jaw, your throat. Let your chest soften, your biceps, elbows, forearms and wrists, palms and fingertips. Inhale, and on your exhale, feel your ribs relax, your belly and your hip bones. Relax your thighs, backs of your knees and calves, ankles, soles of the feet and toes. Just enjoy this full body relaxation. And while you lay here in Shavasana, I'm going to read you the card that I pulled for us today. And I hope you're in the mood for a little bit of humor on this Wednesday. Bring a smile to your face as you're lying here in Shavasana. So I pulled this card that's called the Nine of Pentacles. This is from my little Urban Outfitters card set. This belle of the prosperity ball has invited you to the party of the year, and the theme is relief. No matter what monetary challenges you've come through, she's telling you the other side is here or near. Please take a moment to cheer or sigh or light a few crates of fireworks. The next part of your story is all about a stable home life and financial independence, not to mention the freedom, confidence, and potential that are sure to come trotting along behind. Reflect on the hard work that's gotten you here and indulge in a splurge of sorts. How much do helipads cost? The centering thought is, I finally trade my surviving for thriving and put the dance in abundance. Now excuse me while I jump up and down and joy scream for a few hours. So I pulled this for us this morning, and it just makes me smile. I mean, who doesn't want to bring the dance into abundance, trade surviving for thriving, and jump up and down and joy scream? Like, I'm in on that party. So I hope that brings a smile to your face as you reach your arms up above your head and take a big old stretch. And roll over onto one side. Just begin to come on back in to our seated position. And we'll meet with our hands in our prayer center and close our practice with a cleansing breath and an Om and 3 Shanti. So let's do cleansing breath first. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, mouth. Inhale to chant. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May there be peace in our hearts, peace in our words, peace in our thoughts, and a little bit of surviving to thriving and joy screaming. Let's do it. Happy Wednesday. Namaste.